Okay, today I'm going to take a look at this on switch that I bought. I bought it at a surplus place. On it, it's marked Leviton 3 amp 250 volt AC, 6 amp 125 volt AC, 1/4 horsepower, 125 to 250 volt AC, Underwriter Lab Inc. list, patent pending, copyright 1981. And then on the back side here, the terminals are marked L, 1, 2, and then there's a little strip gauge because these are for solid wire to push in, like 14 gauge or thereabouts. This was in the catalog as an on switch, and I bought it because I was going to try and use it in my LED light fixture that I was making for Jamie's room. It didn't really, I decided not to do it in the end because I didn't want to have it main light, then switch to the LED light, and then switch to off, and then switch back around to the main light. I didn't want to have that kind of pattern. I wanted it to switch between the two lights, and that was it. I didn't want to have that off because there's nothing more frustrating than when I go into a room and I turn on the light switch and it doesn't come on because the switch would be in the off position, and that's what would happen to me all the time. So I wound up not using it, but I'm curious to see what's inside of it. So we're going to take it apart. First we should probably get out the trusty old fluke that I've had for 25-30 years, and let's measure some continuity and see how this thing's working. There we go. Let's hook up my black lead to the line, to the one marked L, I would assume would be line. It pushes in there nicely, and it doesn't pull out that easily. And let's go to contact 1. Oh, there we have continuity. I'll put that to diode check. We can hear it beep, but I just assume know that it's, you know, a low ohms value. If I pull the chain, it opens up. Pull it again, still open. Pull it a third time, comes back on. Oh, my ohms dropped nicely down to 0.3. I haven't had this calibrated in a long time, so meter may not be exactly right. If we go to 2, this should be on. This is currently, the contactor's on 1. If I pull it, it will move to 2. Pull it again, opens up, and 1 will still be open. Pull it another time, now 1 is closed, and now 2 is closed. The interesting thing is, on that third click, which we would use as an off probably, if I can get my lead out of here. Oh. So 2 was connected. This is the click that neither of these two were connected to the L terminal. Now these two are connected. So it's an on, 1 to L, on, 2 to L, on, 1 to 2 type switch. And I can't wrap my head around what this would be used for, but there is a clue in the writings on the back here, and that is 1/4 horsepower. So this was most likely used in a ceiling fan application, and it switched windings on on a motor to speed it up or slow it down. Next, I don't know if you can see this, but is actually there's rivets put through it and then smashed down on this side, or smashed kind of open. It was kind of like a hollow rivet that was smashed open to hold the switch together. I'm just going to have to drill those babies out so we can see how this works inside. There's also a little nut here. We'll take that off. I'm curious to see if there's a circuit board in there that's rotating. Alright, get this nut off. And we're going to have to drill these out. Alright, push this baby on through. I suspect there's a rotating disc in here that is, get these pins out. Oh yeah, she's a spring loaded too, so she's ready to come apart. Oh yeah, you can see a big spring in there. And it's a torsion spring, so it was under load, so that it would spring back the chain. And there's a little metal piece in here with a tooth, and there's a gear built into here. Oh, it's not really built into the casting, it's a separate piece. And this little gear mates with that gear, and it turns it around in a circle. Oh, it comes out. And that's got a square shaft with a key on it, so it only goes in one way. It's kind of interesting, and it's all greased up. Let's pull these pins the rest of the way out if I can. You don't want to come. There we go, got the pins out. Now, oh, that's interesting. There is a set of the 3 contacts that your wires will slide into, and those are just a S, and they hook onto this little little center pivot thing with a little bit of brass on it, looks like, and it just turns and it makes contacts between the 3 different contacts as it turns. Which is somewhat what I expected. I was almost expecting to see a PC board, but this is much simpler and probably easier to construct. But there's an on switch for you.